Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about 5 things you must do if you actually want to start that health and fitness journey you've been dreaming of for so long. So number one is identifying what your why is. Now this can truly be applied to just about anything in life that you are wanting to start, and you might notice yourself not actually putting into action. To ask yourself, for one, what are you trying to achieve through a health and fitness journey? Is it maybe something you're doing to lose weight because you want to start a completely new lifestyle and keep this going for a long time and just feel better within your body? Because you want to compete in some division of fitness? There could be so many reasons for why you want to start a health and fitness journey, but it's really important to get clear with yourself on your goals and actually write them out in a journal, whether that's on paper or on a computer. On paper is typically the best, and just really affirm that to yourself and get really crystal clear on what you're trying to do. So number two is it's really important for you guys to devote time in your schedule, and I know this isn't always the most fun, but actually blocking off time, especially in the very beginning of starting this journey, for when you're going to meal prep and or cook. So a lot of the times people think that when they're starting a health and fitness journey and when maybe they want to lose a couple quick pounds or put on some muscle, maybe if it's mostly aesthetic related especially, people can kind of jump to the whole if it fits your macros, or I'm just going to work out more, I'm just going to switch up my fitness routine and really kill myself in the gym and then I can eat whatever I want. You guys, that is not sustainable. For one, for a lot of people, it doesn't even work. For some people, they can get away with it in the short term because their bodies aren't quite as sensitive. Maybe they don't have any underlying health issues going on. But you only have one body and you want to take care of it. And trust me, guys, you are not going to be able to keep this lifestyle up long term if you are putting garbage into your body. You're not going to be able to enjoy the high intensity workouts that you once used to 30 years down the line if you're eating pizza, donuts, cake, cookies every day just because it fits into your macros. So it's very important to make sure you are actually putting aside time in your schedule every week, no matter how you want to do it. If you want to meal prep a huge batch of food once a week, if you want to cook every couple of days, maybe if you're a little bit more flexible and you can cook a little bit every day, whatever you can do to make it work the best in your schedule. But it's really important to actually block out that time in the beginning, because eventually you'll make a habit of it. But in the beginning, if you don't actually set aside that time in your schedule, it's going to be really hard to follow through with those goals, and you're probably going to catch yourself slipping up a lot and getting takeout, getting fast food. Even if you're eating better stuff, you might be eating out all the time and you're eating a lot of processed oils within and additives that you don't even know that they're putting in, as well as just probably breaking the bank a little bit. So number three, that is so critical, is to surround yourself with people who already live this lifestyle and or starting the same lifestyle as you and have the same goals. So it's so important, and it just ties into that concept that applies to anything of you are who you surround yourself with. And I've noticed this so many times in my life with different situations, different phases in my life, of how true this actually is. So as much as you might think, I have great self-discipline, I can hang out with my good friend who parties all the time, is drinking every night, and I'm on my own shit, I won't fall into that. You guys, I promise you, it's almost positively not going to work out long term. You might be able to get away with it for a few days, but trust me, all it takes is, this person having a drink tonight, I'll have a drink, and then the next night, you know what, they're eating a pizza tonight and, drinking. It's okay. Of course, in life, you need to enjoy yourself, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that and have some balance in your life, but can you kind of see that spiral of how one thing just leads into another, into another, into another, and before you know it, you're completely off track with your goals, and you've kind of lost all the discipline because you're normalizing what you see with your friends that you're hanging around with, because you are who you surround yourself with. So it's really critical. As much as it can be hard, I have a lot of wonderful friends too, that they are just such amazing people, and I love them to death. But I've kind of had to distance myself from a little bit because they are more wrapped up in that party all the time lifestyle, and I've had my fun over the years, but I'm realizing now I'm just really focused on my personal growth and my own goals, and I know it's really important for me to just distance myself a little bit from that and surround myself with people who are going to uplift me and help me achieve the goals that I want. So number 4 is that you guys need to do a fridge and pantry makeover. Now this, of course, really applies to if you're just starting out fresh on your health and fitness journey. Maybe you're someone who has come from a background of eating a lot of fast food, never really exercising, and just kind of eating whatever you want, whatever's available. Again, it comes down to the discipline thing where people think, oh, if I have the discipline, if it's in my pantry but I say I'm not going to eat it, I'm not going to. You guys, again, ties back to psychology. Imagine when you come home and you're starving and you have no healthy options in the fridge or pantry, and maybe you have a leftover donut or a cookie or some frozen pizza and you are just famished. Of course, that's what you're going to reach for. So it is so important to just clear the temptations out. And it just goes back to the concept, if you don't have the temptations around, you won't be able to indulge in them. So if you come home whatever time and you're starving, but you don't have those tempting foods around that aren't going to help you reach your goals, there's just no way, unless you take the time and money to go out somewhere and get that food, which it's going to take a lot of time anyway if you're already starving. It's going to take extra money going out to eat. Can you guys just see how much less likely you are to indulge in these things if they're not around you? So I know how hard it is, and I'm one, I cannot stand food waste. So if there's any way, maybe you could donate some of that food to your local food bank or give it to a friend who wants it. And I know this can be a little bit expensive, but nutrition is probably more important, I would say, than the exercise component in terms of long-term health and fitness. So it's really going to be important to just clear that stuff out in the beginning so you can get yourself on the track to achieving your goals. And finally, so number 5, you guys, is that it is so important and sometimes overlooked to acknowledge the small wins with yourself, especially in the beginning. If you're a newcomer to anything related to health and fitness, it can be so easy to be on a great track, right? And then maybe, which we're human beings, we're all going to slip up, we're all going to make mistakes with things. It's all part of the process. No one is perfect. I sure as hell am not perfect. So, maybe you've been really working on your diet and whatever, a month in or something, and you just have a night where you're come home from work late, you're starving, and decide to order a big pizza, and then you just beat yourself up thinking you're so horrible, you can't stick to any commitments you've made, your progress is already going to go in the trash because you made that mistake. It's not true, and we all make mistakes. Just use it as a learning lesson, and just tell yourself, you know what, it's okay. I understand this isn't something I want to keep doing again, but I've just learned that I really need to have some food prepped ahead of time and need to eat consistently throughout the day so I'm not getting so ravenous to the point where I can't control what kind of food I'm reaching for. And it just goes to the scarcity versus abundance mindset concept. If you guys are just focusing on how far you haven't come, it's going to be really hard to even find the motivation each day to want to get up and keep doing this, because all you're going to be focused on is the scarcity concept of it, of, oh, I don't have enough, I haven't achieved enough. Because in the end, life is about the journey, not the destination, right? We can always, so easily with how fast-paced our society is, think we have to be looking at the end goal all the time. But it's about enjoying this process too. Even if you're not where you want to be necessarily, are we ever really going to be where we want to be? I mean, I can find myself kind of beating myself up for not going quite as hard as I could have in the gym one day. While you're being disciplined and stern with yourself, it's really important to also be gentle and kind. It's really important to not give up just because you had a slip up, because again, we're human beings, we're all going to have slip ups, and to just get right back on track and remind yourself to use it just as a learning lesson to prepare a little bit better in the future. But again, we are all human, and it's important to acknowledge the small wins with anything. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, my name is Tarina. I'm looking forward to making so much more health and fitness related content with you guys. If you wouldn't mind going ahead and liking and subscribing, it would mean a lot, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!